are we, if not pieces of the people that we've met along the way? Now, my topic that I was given today is bond. And with this topic, I would like to explain through relationships how we can foster our sense of identity through maintaining the connections around us. Now, first, I would like to define briefly what is bond. Now, bonds can be explained as the connection between something, the thing that holds something to another thing. With construction, for example, a wood bond would be glue, or something that holds something to each other. So, between people, this is the relationship, the interpersonal connection that we hold between each other. Every one of us today has an endless amount of bonds that we have created with people throughout our lives. It could be with our family, who we have known from birth until now, or recent bonds that we have chosen to create for ourselves, like the friends that we have met at school, or the connections that we choose to keep around us. And it is these very connections that define who we are and help us find ourselves in a time of loss or uncertainty. Now, what is the role of bonds and relationships in terms of constructing identity? Everything that we've been taught ever since we were born until now is from, first, our parents. Everything that we have been raised to believe starts somewhere. And as we grow and develop, we are constantly influenced by the people around us. Firstly, being our mom or dad. And through our process of growing up, it's the people, the company that we choose to keep. This defines our personal identity. Then later on, things such as our professional identity, what job we choose to become. Perhaps as a kid, you were able to interact with an animal activist who inspired you to later go on and pursue working with animals or marine life or whatever it may be. It is these very people that come into our lives either by choice or destined by fate. And they define us and our journey of growing up and who we choose to become. Now, it's achieved. How is this influence achieved from relationships onto us? Now, relationships provide us an opportunity to gain new knowledge and to construct ourselves from the pieces of that knowledge we gain from other people. And with this knowledge, we are able to navigate ourselves and our lives, essentially. Now, the topic of identity crisis is something that was mentioned in a previous round. And one of the methods for finding ourselves again that was previously mentioned is by focusing on our relationship with others, our connection between different individuals. This presentation essentially would like to further elaborate on that and why this strengthening of connections can help you root yourself and find a sense of who you are. Now, the purpose of maintaining healthy relationships, essentially, is to, one, better understand yourself. The people that are around you are a direct reflection of who you are. The company that you choose to keep, the people around you share your beliefs, your ideas, and can help perpetuate you on your goal, on reaching whatever it is you want to achieve in life. If you have the people around you that are supportive, that contribute to this self-construction and the creation of this whole identity, you will have a much easier time navigating the world when you are surrounded by supporters, you're surrounded by people who build you up. Not only does this help secure your identity in learning new things about yourself from others, it can also help you know your role and importance to other people. For example, your role as a friend, your role as a mother, your role as a daughter of a family. When you know who you are to other people and why you are so important, it is less likely that you will get lost in a sea of I don't know who I am. I don't know where I belong and what I'm supposed to do with my life. This sense of connection in other people can help anchor us down to our lives and help us maintain a sure sense of who we are and the purpose that we bring to the world through what we do for other people. Lastly, it's having a support network. As I've already said, having people around you who help build you up and support you, like my friends and all of the people that have come here today to show their support for me, to help me on my journey of just this competition in specific. It's a very large motivation to keep on doing what you want to be doing. And I believe that every single one of us here has certain goals we want to meet that would be made much easier should we have support networks around us. Yes, I've established why relationships are important, but how can this better fostering of healthy relationships actually be achieved? I would like to divide this solution into 3 parts. The first one being invest. Anything that pays off, anything that has a good result requires investment. You have to put something in to get something out. And with relationships, this is the time and energy that you put into choosing who you keep around you, into keeping people that truly build you up in order to maintain this sense of constant self-development. You need to have a clarity in terms of picking who you choose to keep in company. The people that refuse to support you, the people that refuse to hold you up when you need it, are not the kind of company that will positively contribute to your self-development and your strengthening of personal identity. And so to invest time and energy in people that are worth it can start by doing little things like sending happy birthday messages to your friends who you haven't seen in a long time, or occasionally visiting your grandparents and sending them flowers. These little actions can lead to strengthened relationships with the people that matter the most and are the closest to you, so that you better have this support network and this loving foundation for you to build your sense of identity on. Now, the second part to this 3-part plan would be to learn. In order to learn from the people around you and gain this knowledge in order to better improve yourself from what you were to what you can be, it's important to keep an open mind, to be willing to learn from the people around you. This can come in the term of, in the form of feedback. For example, I can listen to what my friends have to say about my presentation after today, and from then improve on things that I participate in the future. This willingness to learn will largely contribute to strengthening the relationships that you have with the people around you, as well as your ability to better improve yourself as a person. Lastly, the last part to this 3-part plan is to reflect. Utilize the experiences and knowledge that you gain to rediscover yourself or to find yourself in the first place. The people around you will be able to help you foster this strong sense of self, and from what they teach you, you can better construct a version of yourself that you are most proud of. Instead of trying to look inwards when finding ourselves and struggling with not knowing where we belong, we can utilize the network of people around us. Which brings me to the end of this presentation, and the main point, the main takeaway I would like you to have is that in order to have a strong sense of identity, a strong sense of self, you must have healthy connections and strong relationships with the people around you. Now, I would like you to start from doing just the little things. Like I have mentioned, it can be something simple. It can be sending a message to someone who you haven't talked to in a long time, who has helped you at some point in your life, who has helped you feel needed and appreciated. These strong connections will play a much more significant role than you think at any point in your life when you do need it. Thank you.